I'm bullish on Bitcoin, expecting higher yet to come on Bitcoin. I even will be looking to long Bitcoin today because why? We got a very important level and an expectation for higher. I think that Bitcoin can actually push much higher. Now, obviously, this is a local expectation. I haven't yet turned super bullish. However, as a trader, we can have some nice expectations to make some bit of profits on the side on Bitcoin because as you can see, guys, right now we are currently dropping on Bitcoin. We have put the top, as you can see here, at 72k, and then we started gradually dropping a little bit by bit, and that was obviously started by us opening the high on Monday and then gradually literally putting the most perfectly top liquidity for shorts. And we even had seen on the order flow, as I've been saying, guys, on the order flow we have been seeing shorts jumping in on the chart. As you can see, we clearly had seen a lot of shorts opening. If you can clearly see it, that we've got this order flow app. As you can see on exit chart, we had seen shorts get into the market, especially with the weekend ending and the weekdays opening. And with that being said, whenever I see such top formation and how the wicks look like amazingly well placed, every single wick is actually below the previous wick, that tells me, to be honest, that I'm having a higher conviction with shorts in mind that maybe the most punishing thing that Bitcoin can actually do is actually to rapidly take out all the liquidity and jump higher to 72 or even 73.4k. And as I've been saying, guys, that with this kind of information, you can do with that differently or use this information differently depending on what trades you've got. So obviously, if you have a trade long, you can keep it open because I'm expecting higher. If you don't have a long, I'm going to be talking about my long that I'm going to be looking to enter in case Bitcoin gives us a potential trade before going higher. And let's just say you don't have a long, I don't have a long, and we don't get the long that we want. Maybe Bitcoin can push higher immediately. We don't long Bitcoin with us being bullish. However, good thing is, as traders, we can also short it because obviously my expectation is that not only will I be waiting for higher, but also once we get higher on Bitcoin, if we do go higher, if my expectations are correct, then obviously I could be potentially get interested in shorting Bitcoin. With that being said, I'd like to see Bitcoin go above 72.2, and then only if I see weakness on the market, I see the high getting taken out and then faked out to the lower side, then potentially this could be a nice short to be entered. So even though I don't want to make it seem as if I'm predicting a move upwards, nor am I predicting a short to be taken, however, this is my local bias. Obviously, guys, if I zoom out, don't let this make you forget that we are obviously downtrending. Bitcoin is bearish. I'm still bearish technically on Bitcoin, but on the lower time frame we can have some bullish kind of expectations that would make us money. Now, with that being said, let me end it off with actually mentioning the setup that I want on Bitcoin potentially if we actually see a drop. Now, as I've been saying, guys, that even though I can open up days and start my day with me being bullish, I wouldn't be just randomly longing. I would have to have a setup that would gradually work me into the market if I get lucky. And because I say lucky, because obviously, what if Bitcoin doesn't drop? I'm not going to be longing randomly. So with the setup that I'm going to be interested with, as you can see here, we had obviously yesterday put the low of Thursday at around 65k, so we literally missed out on taking the low, which is a full $1,000. Plus we also didn't quite hit the NPOC, so we've got the daily low, the previous day low, and also we haven't yet seen the NY open. So the most perfect setup would be obviously us faking out the 2-day lows, as you can see, current one and yesterday's, and also hitting NPOC, Fibonacci golden pocket, hitting this zone and this section of importance from between 65 to 62.7, and then entering a trade. Now, obviously, the execution would be a bit different because we can see multiple different things. We either, on the local time frame, if we even go below to 65, I'd want to see two things potentially for a trade. We either fake out 65k and then we see a reclaim and then we enter along here at 65k, or we actually see the drop below 65, never get above the previous low, and then wait for the daily at 62.7. So we want to play it cautiously. We don't want to jump right into a trade randomly. We'd love for Bitcoin to actually go lower, give us some room to play behind or below the setup and support, and then see some strength in the market. I'd also want to obviously check the order flow, see lots and lots of stupid shorts entering at support, and then we fake them out and gradually go higher. So I'm expecting higher, bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm going to be playing it smartly by actually waiting for the setup and hopefully making money here. Then we short also the top. Thank you guys also for being amazing, by the way, guys. I'm going to be reading the comments. Give me a second. By the way, I also noticed that today is the CPI data, or it is going to be coming out in around, I'd say, 20 minutes. I didn't know that, guys, so I gotta thank Vikrant and CryptoWedge for letting me know. As you know, guys, I literally ignore and don't care. I couldn't care less about news, data, and all of that stuff. However, yes, they are important locally. So thank you for letting me know, because obviously, even though they don't, they don't interest me, I can have an interest in them because they would move price or would bring in volatility. So they would not, stop me from longing if Bitcoin drops, stop me from shorting if we don't go to our setup. But I want to be I want to be ready for such volatility. To be honest, that's a good thing to have happen today, and I think that we got lucky, or we are lucky with having this. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to be starting it slowly. I feel amazing today, so hopefully the energy and the education will be as amazing as my feeling. Happy Friday, by the way, for everybody. Let me just quickly upload this, and then we'll get started talking about the market. If you have a question, please do drop it in. And by the way, yesterday, before I forget, I did actually upload a new video as part of our nice free trading course playlist. We now have collected 4 videos, and that's amazing, to be honest. So by the way, I am currently working on some more. I think I forgot how many, but I'm pretty sure it's like 2 more, I guess, that are already uploaded. I'm just waiting for some nice thumbnails to be made. Hold on. So we got 1, we got 2. Yes, 2 are in the, sorry, 3, but primarily 2 important ones because they include setups. So what I'm trying to do is actually, I found myself, and I'm also going to be talking about this, but let's keep it for the second later half, or the latter half of the live stream. Anyhow, so I found myself like needing to clip and like make the most out of the valuable stuff that we go on or talk about on the live streams, so that I chose, or I'm trying constantly to like look for strategies that I always talk about, but clip them and turn them into a video, so that whenever someone asks me about a certain thing, or someone is a new viewer, they can know the important stuff easily by watching videos without having to literally watch me for months or weeks. They can watch me, but they can understand what I'm saying, and then they hopefully would be like watching from the beginning with some little bit of back knowledge, I guess. So hold on a second, guys. Let me quickly and swiftly, I guess, start reading the comments. Give me 2 more clicks, and then we'll get to reading the comments. Give me a second, or more than a second. I lied. All right, so we should be good to go. Right, so let's say hello to everybody. We have obviously said hello to Vikrant, CryptoWedge, Matt out and beautiful day. Thank you, brother. We got CryptoNet. Let's go. Good morning. We got Sarah. Hold on. Let me just do something very quickly. Yep, all good. I can do the letter breather. Thank you, Gus. TD4, our legend. Renata, how are you doing? Orientum, bro. Alaikum salam. Rodini. Mitwali, the champ, the legend. Nuno. Rodini said, I'm taking a risky trade, short and ETH. Wish me luck. Good luck, brother. Wish me luck, bro. I'm on the grind this weekend. All the best to everybody who's grinding weekdays and weekends. Big huggies. Good morning from Denver, Colorado. Thank you, brother. We got Hobby, Ali, Renata, Maggie again. Only 4 likes we have. Let's push it higher for Renata. We got good morning from Arkansas, Atlanta. Thank you, brother. Glad to see a variety, or maybe sister, variety in geography, I guess. Did you take the scalp short from 67? No. I didn't. Which scalp short? This one? No, I didn't short this, to be honest. But I haven't entertained it. And you can scalp short this, and you would have made a lot of money by actually just, literally shorten multiple of these stops. It's easy for me to comment on them, but yeah, you could have made some money. But now, with the understanding that eventually one of those stops would be us doing this, you gotta be careful with such trades, especially with the CPI data coming out in like literally 15 minutes. They could push price lower or higher, so you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're entering in a risky way, especially pre-NY open. But if you have a certain setup, if you find this zone reasonable enough for you, then go for it. I wouldn't personally. I mean, we are above value area, so not totally. And by the way, I think you've noticed, guys, or maybe you didn't, but I did actually not remove, but I made it. I made the 67k level only visible on the 4 hourly and above. Why? Because obviously it could be a bit. I'd say it could affect us in terms of actually looking at the local time frame, because 67k is just a high volume area for. I mean, from like a year ago or 2 years ago. So it's not that important on the local time frame. I think that it's more noise, or it adds more noise to our trading. So we're just looking at this local 8-day period of consolidation. So why focus on a volume profile that literally is a block of volume from 67 to 62? So obviously, me not having it visible on the lower time frames does not mean it doesn't exist. So you have to keep that in mind. Just have it at the back of your mind. Have it as important level on a higher time frame stuff. But for local time frame stuff, I'd love to keep the chart pretty simple and pretty clear. We got a potential, defined high, a defined low. We could be waiting for a long of the low, short of the high, and an intraday play to get to the high, and potentially we can see this turn into consolidation, to be honest. So that's how I usually make the most money into in trading. Like a key maybe idea here, or a key suggestion, that the most money is made when you literally try, and with experience it comes, to be honest. So you try to potentially play out a potential scenario of where Bitcoin starts forming a range. Most of you guys unfortunately not the reason to fail, but you fail to understand that once the range is like obviously like too obvious, I guess the benefit of extracting setups from it would be much lower. So even though, yes, this is not a range, we only got a high and low, we can literally do this and then do this and continue higher. I'm just trying to potentially play out ideas of how this could turn into a range. And just before I start reading the comments, guys, give me 2 minutes, because I'd love to talk about something that's super important, and maybe we can clip that too, which is like this exact setup, if it actually plays out well, could be potentially the same exact thing as what we've done previously, which is hold on a second, the one I was talking about, which is actually on the higher time frame, the one here where we actually think about potentially this being formed as a range, if you know what I mean. And then we would be having an idea to short the top, and once we short the top, as you can see here, we can have the value area, yeah. And with the value area being like this, I'd obviously want, like, this is the short that we're looking for, with us faking out the high, yeah. And we haven't yet confirmed a range. So what we're doing here is that we're trying to explain something that is very key and important, which is using the volume profile and understanding context of how Bitcoin usually literally tries to range. So it's like once you go higher, like to the top, and you get an amazing rejection, the likelihood of actually going to the other side of the range, or the unformed range, extremely increases. With that being said, with using the volume profile, rejecting off of the high adds an extra 10% to the probability, I'd say. But once you actually lose and get below the value area high of the volume profile within the unformed consolidation, that would literally increase the likelihood of actually dropping from value area high to, as we've said, guys, whenever we go above value area high, we tend to rotate to the value area low. So once we not only fake out the high, but also get below the blue line, the value area high, we tend to actually rotate all the way lower to value area low, which is at around 66k. Now it obviously changes a bit with the volume coming in, but let's just assume it's 66k. Once and only if 66k does actually get broken and gets lost, the likelihood of actually dropping to 60k is almost 70-80% from my experience. So notice how this exact setup of actually taking out the high of an uninformed consolidation, we lose the value area, and that would take us to the value area low. We lose the value area low and start immediately targeting this low of the consolidation from, I'd say, like the exact low to a little bit below it. And why did I exactly talk about this, and what prompted me to actually talk about is that this one is only a range, a potential kind of setup that only was given, I could be given after a 10-day move or even 9 days worth of price action. And why would I say this? Because obviously if you understand this, this is, and maybe some of you guys have noticed, this is the exact same setup that actually allowed me to short Bitcoin at 96k. I mean, once 96k got rejected, we saw the loss of 93. I told you guys, once we had gone below the value area high, I'm expecting 86 to 86.5. And once we lost 86.5, I started immediately talking about the low that was put at 80 to 78k. So every long-time viewer, I say long-time, if you have been seeing my videos for at least a couple of weeks, you would have literally seen this happen in action. And that literally tells you guys that whatever you actually take from what I do or what I do as TA, you can replicate on all time frames. The ideas stay consistent. This actually allowed me to short 96 and still hold the short till now, literally from the top, without closing a single penny off of the trade. How? Because I understood that I wanted to short the high and the fake out. I actually then waited for the value area high to be lost. I mean, rotated all the way lower to the value area low, saw the loss of value area low, and then waiting for 80k, 80 to 78k, and then obviously we saw breakdown, and we didn't want to close it. So notice how this was literally a trade that was, I mean, it took literally almost or exactly 2 months to form, but we can still use the same kind of information to copy the same exact setup on the lower local time frame, guys. So hopefully you got the point. And I also want to note this down to myself so we can clip it. All right. So hold on. Let me not forget. Let me see what time that was. I'd say 10 to 20 min live clip, and then we do the date so I don't forget. Yep. So hopefully guys you understood what I was trying to say. Like, this is, to be honest, like important stuff. I think everybody should be noting this down because that is too valuable to miss. Yep. Sorry, hopefully, I mean, let me know what you think of this. Especially, like, this would not blow your mind, but that would be a light bulb turning, moment for everybody that was watching me during the short of 96 and us watching it gradually drop and us explaining it. So, like, if someone was watching at that time a month ago or 3 weeks ago when I shorted and I was waiting for lower, and how we kind of not predicted but expected the drop gradually, with us losing 96 to 93, 93 to 86, and 86 to 80. And everybody was watching me and how we played that well. And we borderline expected it or predicted it. I don't want to use the P word. But if you had been watching that and now you actually hear me explaining it also on a 15-minute time frame, 8-day price action period, that would literally turn the, I'd say, the light bulb in your mind, or it's supposed to do, because you are seeing this getting applied on multiple time frames, which shows you that, like, whatever kind of knowledge you guys gain is replicable on all time frames. All right, so let me, enough of the rant. Let me read the comments again. We got Renata driving as always. Good morning, bro. We making money today. I mean, that's the plan, I guess. Hold on. We are the champions. Thank you, Renata. Mitwalli, these bounces can be an indicator that is trying to bounce higher, but when exactly is the $1 million question? It's the $0 question because we don't care. So, like, we shouldn't be so just because I said I'm expecting higher based on multiple, information points, I wouldn't let this, affect my way of getting biased at this moment in time. So Bitcoin is trading at 67k or close to 67k, and I don't have a long yet, and I'm also bullish. So the reason why I'm saying it's the $0 question. Had I been waiting for a long, or me wanting to long now immediately, then it would have been worth a lot. But just because I literally couldn't care less about longing now or longing before it bumps, then that's why I don't care much about it. Like, I only have a setup. Like, this setup, obviously the odds of the setup working increases with me also liking the liquidity at the top, but it's not totally irrelevant. It's like there's a bit of correlation, but not total correlation, if you know what I mean. Yep. So I would have been wanting to long even without everything else. Like, I'm not longing for the sake of me waiting for higher. This wait for higher would make me it's much more correlated with me avoiding shorts plus me waiting for a short, if you know what I mean. So I wouldn't be short in here, and I would be waiting for this for a potential short, but I wouldn't be long in now or asking when will it actually go higher. Incredible explanation of the possible short setup. Damn good. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, brother. I don't struggle to short or long with my scalps, but I struggle to hold the trade longer because the market is so indecisive. And I close profits. Basically, $1,000 profit is my target each trade. That's amazing. Oh, I mean, you're doing quite well. I would love to know maybe the percentage. So yeah, then I close it quickly and I don't get greedy. But damn, 1,000 could be 10 exactly. And I wouldn't be focused on the price itself or the potential profit they could have made out of the trade, but I would be more gutted of the fact that I literally need those wins to make up for the losses. Like, imagine you being able to let winners run. You would literally have a clearer mind whenever you're getting the stop loss hit, because there will be a time, hopefully it doesn't, but there will be a time where you get a very bad streak of losses, and once that comes, or hopefully it doesn't, but if that comes, you have to be mentally not, I mean, guys, nobody can, you can, but obviously it is harder to train your mental abilities than letting winners run, so that when your mind looks at losses a little bit, a low amount of losses, or not, the amount lost is low, and your mind also knows that you've made a lot of money, the emotional side will be easier. So rather than literally putting everything on your mind and having your mind trying to accept the fact that you lost 5 trades, but it's okay for you because somehow it makes sense, it's harder to accept even though it's true, it's much better to actually learn and allow for that cushion, or I guess, of profits to, make the fall a bit easier, not much easier. Yep. I recommend, that's Alluro, or yeah, I guess. I recommend taking 30 to 60% profit, moving the stop loss and letting the rest go. But you live and learn. Yeah. To be honest, I always recommend this. It's literally part of the video that I've made where we say the risk management strategy and whatever. So yes, I do agree, but I try not to over stress that fact, because Noah obviously knows this. Like, he doesn't need me to tell him, oh bro, just take profits and move stop loss, because obviously he's failing to do this. He's closing too early, and he obviously knows it. It's not a matter, like most of those questions, the reason why I try to be more technical and focus on the technical part of trading is because the mental side, it could be helpful for us to have a conversation once in a while, like maybe once every couple of days. That is helpful, but it's not that helpful, because like once you understand once you get the point of what a stop loss does, you don't need it to be overly stressed every single time. It's a mental thing for you to apply it. So like, it's a war between you and yourself, I guess. Obviously no one has a crystal ball, but do you think and obviously nobody has a crystal ball, but do you think, and that's like a, but anyhow, but do you think in the next few months that we go down significantly lower, possibly in the 40s, mid 40s? Is that a dream I'm having to buy low? To be honest, I'll try to answer in the most, I guess, realistic way possible. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin falls to 30k. Anything below 30 would be a surprise for me. Yeah, so I cannot tell you if it's impossible, but I'd say that, the likelihood of dropping below 30 to me is maybe less than 10%, 5%, but within in between 60 and 30, that's very, very much likely, to be honest. All right, we got the CPI data in 3 minutes. Thank you guys for caring about it. I don't care much about it, but it helps with whenever my viewers are give me a second here. Give me a second. I have this losing streak lately, lol, down 8k on stocks and crypto in 10 days, but I'm not stressed about it, waiting for the comeback and trying to make it happen. Yeah, it comes with experience. I'm glad that you can laugh about it. Hopefully it actually gets better. Even if it falls to 40 and 30, people still won't buy and will wait for 15. Yeah, that's usually what happens, especially like once we get to the absolute lows, the amount of shorts will be too stupidly high, and that's a thing that we can see on the order flow once we get there, if we get there, and that would quite indicate to us that everybody's just selling, leaving, shorting the lows. And that's the story of markets. People short lows, they get liquidated, helping price to go push higher. Once it pushes higher, eventually we get super net longs, which will then start a cascade of a drop, which would, liquidate them, helping price push lower. So it's a very old story, I guess. Sorry, last question. No worries. I mean, we're still going for not multiple hours, but at least an hour. So no worries. No way. You can ask as many questions as you want. Sorry. I mean, but then do you have any short setup if Bitcoin drops today and breaks through 64 and 65? No. Why? Because that may be something you can keep in mind. Hopefully in the future, that I wouldn't be able to answer a question regarding potential shorts if your question is based on us dropping, if you know what I mean. Like, at current price point, I can only suggest shorts higher and longs lower. I cannot tell you if Bitcoin does this, where's the best next short, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'd want to see this and hopefully be with you today, tomorrow, whatever, and then we'll discuss new price action levels to short, if you know what I mean. I cannot, I think I made the point, so I don't want to repeat myself. Thank you, Ahmed, for sharing valuable information. May God reward your paradise. Thank you, Mustafa, for being amazing, and thank you for, for valuing, I guess, the content that I'm putting out. That's always lovely to see, guys. Totally understand. Thank you, thank you, Noah. Yeah, so it's not because I don't want to. It's not because I'm avoiding to mention extra trades, but because they literally do not exist, if you know what I mean. I mean, if someone tells you if Bitcoin does this, you can look to short something that's like in the. I mean, that's going to be a bit tricky because, like, for example, like if Bitcoin does this and it drops to 65, I still want to short 73. So nothing would be different. So I guess that answers kind of your question, which is us waiting for higher for a short. Obviously, if we drop, no new. I think what I mean by that is like no new shorts would pop up randomly just because we dropped. ETH is pumping, Bitcoin is pumping, so ETH is obviously would be pumping, but I wouldn't use the term pumping that much because it's going to be probably a relative pump. CPI bullish, right? Thank you, Wish, for letting me know. I mean, whenever it's bullish, that would probably mean we drop, and that would be funny. Let me see. CPI below expectations. Yeah, thank you, Vikrant and Wish. 2.4. That's, I think, much below expectations, if I'm not mistaken. 0.3 is the expectation, I guess. Median forecast. Yep. 0.3. Or maybe the CPI over year is the one. Which one is the one that you're talking about, guys? Sorry, from a regular person who doesn't focus much on those kind of info. I think the schedule or this schedule thing on TradingView is down, so I'm using the Market Watch, I guess, website. It takes a while to update, so I'm guessing it's the one which is like 3% is down to 2.4. Yeah, good to see. Good to know that, but not something that interesting to me, to be honest. Good number. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, it is good, but I'm not going to be just entering a long now because the news is good. Yeah, and what happens usually is that most beginners would be entering now. Sellers that had expected this short selling, or buyers who bought lower because they were expecting this to sell, and then price pushes lower. Not saying that this would happen, but that's why I don't participate in the announcement of news as trader or as a trader, because I either get my setups occurring or I do nothing for as long as possible. Yep. So let's see what the order flow is looking like with the push that we've got. Yep. So we obviously had seen a gradual build of shorts. That is interesting. So maybe they were thinking that price would be going lower. Let's see. Nothing is too bearish. We got a little bit of a bearish CVD absorption, but yeah, more than a little bit, to be honest. But I don't care about it. Yeah, I'd love for this to fake out at the low, or like for new beginners now to be entering long. I see lots of longs getting stuck. We drop below daily value. View up. We drop below 66.2, and then we roll over lower. So for us to see some weakness locally, we'd have to truly lose this section, which is like 66.5 to 66k. If we don't do that, then we can obviously push higher, but I wouldn't be long, if you know what I mean. Let me see where does that correlate to on the chart on TradingView. Yes, so essentially nothing is weak on Bitcoin. By weak I mean locally, unless this is lost. Yep. If this is defended, we can easily push higher, and that's the beauty of being a trader. Like, we can be happy about our expectation of us going higher. We can catch a short potentially and then look for a long here. Like, it's not going to be cancelled if we don't get it immediately. You know, obviously I'd love, especially because the market is more bearish, I would love for this to stay intact so that it would support my entry for a long, if you know what I mean. But if it doesn't happen, I'm open to doing the opposite, if you know what I mean. Hello, thank you, Joao. Vikrant said NY might flush the longs. Yeah, true, could be possible. We're always open for every single, I guess, possibility, and that's the beauty of being a trader. Give me a second here. Let me check something very, very swiftly and quickly. We have to be a bit cautious. Although technicals seems compelling, long, short setups, the traditional stock market can tank Bitcoin down at any point, waiting for NYC markets open. That's true, and that doesn't go against what we're doing here, brother, because yes, I mean, we're cautious and we're doing nothing. I'd love for the US market to open bearish, for us to do something like that. And for example, and that's beauty also for being a trader, if Bitcoin dumps from here, we lose 75, we don't trade along, we go to 62.7, we don't get a good reaction, and we wait for a lower. I'm open to getting rotating back lower to 60k. That's not truly an out of reality option. That's much within my possibilities. I'm still expecting this low to be taken out. So a quick reminder, guys, for those that don't watch me every day, I know that it's quite confusing for someone to be locally expecting this to be taken out while also higher time frame expecting this to be taken out. But that's true. Locally, this is an expectation for me to be taken out. But also, I'd be very, very surprised if Bitcoin of multiple months pass and we don't take this low out. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Both can be true, because both can happen. It's not one or the other. Thank you, Garden. Ahlan Al-Mahdi. Ernesto, smash the like, people. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Rodini said, longed Bitcoin Cash. We need Sailor, free and quantum proof Bitcoin. No idea what that means, but thank you. Hopefully the trade works well with you. And by the way, before I forget, let me see. Yep. If you guys remember, maybe we can do it now. I want to check out. We had spoken about yesterday how I sold Ethereum at the all-time high. Hold on a second. So we had spoken about how I sold Ethereum at the all-time high, which was literally done at $48.15, as you can see here. And how I was literally buying all the way higher till I sold at the top, and I literally announced my sale by making a video. I mean, let me go quickly find it, which is like I sold ETH, which is here, as you can see. Let me quickly find it, which is here. Yeah, so exactly why I sold Ethereum today. That was a video posted on Saturday when ETH had topped out. Now, obviously, we did not, for me not to lie, I didn't technically sell the top because I sold on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, Saturday. And then we obviously made an extra fake out of my fake out, and then we went lower. So I announced my sale on Saturday at $4,815, and the top was $4,956. So I essentially sold $135 away, or $30 away from the top. And why I'm mentioning that, because obviously when I had actually announced my sale after being bullish and 3xing my money on Ethereum, I started buying from 1800, and I literally took it all the way higher to 4,815. At that time, back then in August, I was also a guest for the first time, my first appearance on the Moon Show family. I was a guest on our lovely friend Crypto Kids, morning show, or not morning, Moon Show, yeah, which was actually, I think, filmed on the 29th of August. And at that time, I was, nobody knew me at that time on the Moon Show. And I literally said and announced me selling Ethereum. So even though it is not totally important, I'd love to want to check it out with you guys and see, or maybe for those that didn't watch it, I just clipped the relevant part, and I would love to actually check it out with you guys now. That would be fun, to be honest. So we'll pass some time while Bitcoin is actually not totally moving. I'll put some alerts down, and I got an extra monitor, don't worry guys, so I'll be looking at it, but I'd want to check it out with you. So let's see. Let me make sure that the output of the sound is working. I'm pretty sure I'm not a technical guy, so you wanna, bear with me, guys. All right, so we got video capture, audio capture, and then audio capture too. And then what does this do? No, not this one. No, I don't want audio capture. Hold on. I think you were hearing me twice. Sorry, guys. Remove, and then you remove this, and then you. And then audio capture card, not capture card, audio capture screen, yeah, audio capture, yeah, Mac OS audio capture, desktop audio, yep. I think now it is working. Hold on.
To talk about Bitcoin. Let's go. All right, okay, so guys and girls, please give a round of applause to my friend Ahmed.
Guys, is the volume good? Very informative video yesterday on trading. Thank you, PA. Thank you, brother. Recommend everyone to not miss it. Thank you, brother. Your short at 125 short is also impressive. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. It is impressive, and maybe I will do another clip about it. But Ahmed making the crystal ball on double audio. Okay, volume is good, guys. Don't worry. It's going to only take me 5 minutes, guys, while Bitcoin is doing nothing. Hold on. I just want to watch it with you. I just literally went and dig deeper for the clip because it's an older live.
From Crypto Champs. Let's see.
All right, he even said my name wrong. Champs Crypto, not Crypto Champs.
We can put you on the screen.
Much shorter hair, by the way, guys. Let me know which hair do you prefer. And also, just to keep in mind, I wasn't I wasn't nervous, but that was maybe the first time I actually spoke live in English. And that was the reason why I was stuttering a bit. So bear with me, guys. I was a confident guy, but in Arabic, not in English. So things are changing now. Thanks to you. Anyhow.
Hello, how are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Longer hair suits you more. Thank you, Mustafa.
No worries at all. No worries at all.
I actually agree with you so much. That's like what's I'm high. That's why I actually sold Ethereum at like $48,000, $4,800.
Oh, you sold? Okay.
I sold like 90% of my bag, and I got so much hate for that, to be honest. Yeah, but I'm telling.
See, his reaction is like, it's like like everybody was shocked. I was looking at
them like I missed so much money. Like I've started buying Ethereum like at $1,500, $1,800. The average buy is like $1,800, and like it became like literally 70% of my port to search. If you can share my screen.
This is the okay. We'll
talking about
candles which I avoid judgment of profit for fake
and actually that was when we managed to actually short Bitcoin amazingly. Also afterwards we actually bounced from this zone. We got the move upwards for then continuing lower. So I'm glad about this TA. Yeah, I'm super happy about it, but that's very irrelevant now. I want to check out what I was saying on ETH. There also like a clip of like a hold on. Everybody, by the way, guys, the comments were super negative. Probably most of you guys that know me from Moonshow were talking crap about me on the chart, on the comments, because is someone who barely speaks well, or his English is not the best, and he's like super technical. No patterns are drawn. He's not giving me up or down talk. He's not he sold Ethereum. He sold Ethereum, so like screw him. He's like selling Ethereum should be much higher. That volume profile that you pulled is what caught my attention. Thank you Vikrant. Longer hair are good, but trim the back a little. Fair enough, but keep the long hair. Okay, long hair is winning, I guess. Thank you, guys. Hold on. Good indicator that the comments were negative when you sold. Yeah, I watched that show and I thought your TA was great. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Glad to see some positive viewers. From there. Hold on. I was just watching him. Yeah, let me see what
This is very, very clear. I'm the biggest like Ethereum bull. However, I just because I've been buying, like my average buy is like literally $1,500, $1,800, $2,000. I've been calling for a new all-time high since the lows. Like my viewers would know this. Like although like I'm against giving like investment advice, I've almost like borderline given investment advice. I've been buying like literally, like I had to make a plan to exit most of my all my viewers once I announced like me selling. I made the plan very clearly before it happened. Like and then also after it happened, I've told them that my situation could be a bit super. To show you this, I've been buying Ethereum, especially like the all-time high, but we didn't break it. So there's huge liquidity.
By the way, guys, funnily enough, this exact thing that I'm talking about that made me like choose how to perfectly sell. Like, let me make it clear. I have two reasons to sell. One is the macro higher time frame. The idea, I literally said it in the video, but we don't want to watch it fully. I said on the moon show that I had two. I didn't say it quite concisely, but let me say it now. I had two reasons to sell. One being the higher time frame point of actually taking out the high, literally the all-time high. So look at this. This was the all-time high. I actually compared it back then to Bitcoin. So let me quickly take you to why I sold. So on Bitcoin, what had happened is that we actually here, I guess I was talking about this one. Yeah, bear with me, guys. Hopefully that would be super helpful. So what had happened here, I'm pretty sure it was hold on, it was this one, and then we made the high, we wicked close to it, we didn't hit it, and we went back upwards. So this exact same idea that I saw here, I actually duplicated it or replicated on the higher time frame, much higher time frame chart on ETH, where my idea is that we saw sorry guys, this is the high. Let me mark it here. This was the high, the all-time high literally on ETH. It was at hold on, let me just quickly put it. Yeah, let me see what. Yeah, 4,777, I guess. No, yeah, 4,875. So the reason why I sold is because when ETH did actually start to drop before taking out the high, okay, I had my idea of actually waiting for the all-time high to be sold at without taking out $5,000, because I literally said on the moon show that everybody would be looking to exit and sell at $5,000. I wanted to sell much or a bit below that. So that was the higher time frame point. I saw Bitcoin fake out the all-time high. See here? Faked out the all-time high, or not for faked out. And we got close to it, but we didn't hit it. We dropped lower, and then we went back up to hit all-time high without hitting 5K. That's the higher time frame macro reason for me choosing this point. But I also made the sale look like a short and could have been taken as a short, exactly similar to what I got on Bitcoin now, which is us seeing shorts open, seeing shorts get liquidated, or not yet liquidated. But my reason for expecting this is because of the formation of the liquidity and me seeing the shorts opening on the order flow. I saw this too on ETH. Notice how here I saw this too. And by the way, you can check this out because I was posting in the English channel back then. I was borderline shouting at the videos talking about I'm expecting a new high to be made on ETH, like on the local time frame. Forget about the all-time high. I was expecting this to be taken out. I literally bought. My last time buying ETH was I think 4,200, even though I was buying for months, because I was still expecting this to happen. And once this happened, I said, okay, now I got two things. I got the macro idea of selling after getting close to the all-time high and not hitting it, going back to it, hitting it again well, and not taking 5K. That's my main macro reason. But also on the local time frame, I made myself some nice short trade. This is a short by itself. So that's a short idea, exactly similar to what I'm saying here, of us expecting this and then doing this. Yeah, added to the fact that also it works with the higher time frame. So notice how I managed to compile, I guess, combine both the macro time frame or macro reason plus the local lower reason. So it's not totally a coincidence that I sold the top, because it is a valid short trade by itself. So I could have literally entered the short here and sold and shorted. But with that being said, I also try to be a bit conservative by also I mean, not acting as if I knew that this would be the top. So hopefully you get the point. I'm not trying to say, oh, look at me, I came on the moon show, I was an unknown guy, and I said I sold the top, everybody was against me. No, I'm not trying to say this. I'm saying that I chose a macro valid reason for potential of this being the high, which I didn't know. I even said, like, we can go higher. I'm expecting higher. It's possible. You know me, guys. Whenever, by the way, even though, like, I don't want to, like, only show the positive part of the show, so I want to say it fully. Even though Ethereum was here when I was on the show, a bit lower, maybe 4,600, I literally said I'm still expecting higher. And you know me, guys, whenever we're pumping, I'm going to be expecting higher. Look at this. Expecting higher, expecting higher, expecting higher. Literally for 4 months, I was perfectly predicting higher. And then I said it again and I was wrong. But notice how I sold with me saying expecting higher. It's very similar to why I can look for longs even though I'm still expecting lower. I'm not expecting lower because I have a crystal ball. I'm only expecting lower because it's a downtrend. So obviously, if I had... I've been saying I expect lower for 3 months now. And I'm correct. And I'm going to be only... wrong once, if you know what I mean. So I also want to like prove this point by saying that. But I'm also happy because I sold the top, but I didn't know back then that it would be a top. I just tried to do a smart decision in terms of actually selling after 3xing my investment bag. Plus, so it's not the end of the world even if this is not the top. Plus I chose a smart short setup to act as if it's a short setup for me to sell. So sorry guys about the rant. Hold on. Besides ETH, which other alts you hold did you sell on top? Your other altcoin holding? No, I didn't. I only sold ETH. Why? Because that was literally, it became, I think 80 or 90% of my investment bag, which is like too much. It's like I've made so much money on ETH because as I said on the moon show, I was borderline given financial advice on my Arabic channel. Because in between April and hold on. Between April and August, I was literally buying against everything. I had a total conviction. With looking at Bitcoin, plus having this easiest kind of volume profile thing. Trust me, if someone understands Arabic, watch my live streams and videos in between April and August. You will see me perfectly wait for higher, expect higher, wait for higher, expect higher, wait for higher, and then I made a video about selling. Unfortunately, the English channel only started when I had sold, so I only announced my sale. You only got 3 videos of me being bullish on ETH, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. So if you go by oldest, you would see me like being a bit bearish. Look at this, ETH is dropping. I'm longing. That was, let me quickly check it out. That was
$5,000.
Let me hold on. We can listen to this because I forgot.
Major important lines. Now let me take you through why I think Ethereum is also going to drop even further along with Bitcoin, causing it to give us a nicer, actually much better long trade than Bitcoin. And then I'm also expecting Ethereum to get a new all-time high rise. Firstly, let me share with you.
See, I'm not bragging about it. I'm just, to be honest, proud of this. Sorry guys if it seems like a brag, but it was literally the last time I expected higher on ETH is when I made that video. I think I had 30 subs on the English one, and I was saying I wanted to buy here, long this, to expect this, and expect all-time high. That was the video. I think the title was, hold on, ETH is dropping, I'm longing. That was posted August 15th. So 10 days or less, a week before the all-time high.
A major Elliot Wave. This could be support wave 5 together with a bounce. We see a nice bounce. This actually could be first, so I'm expecting just a matter of when 5 focus causing or breaking the all-time high. Why this is actually gonna play out. You might from the poor high and actually from the all-time high making something similar to what we saw in Bitcoin, as I told you from the beginning of the video, in Bitcoin high, and then a drop, giving us a nice high, and then give us a stronger dip. So basically, this actually could work with 1,005 above the all-time high. Basically, lose the 4K level, major path to 6,000 PM and Bitcoin. This is basically my prediction right now. We'll wait
going to above 5K. So I'm not totally like, look at me, I'm the best guy, but I just understood how to sell. I saw no strength when we dipped to 4K, so I didn't buy again. If you know what I mean. So hold on, let me just go on the local time frame. Let me get back to Bitcoin, I guess. Sorry guys. Historically, when we pump into CPI, we get a dump afterwards. When we dump, yeah, exactly. That's historically every bit of news. Whatever news is like, whatever like the piece of news is like positive, you expect a couple of milliseconds to be with the news and then against it, and also the opposite, vice versa. I agree with TV Box. Both looks good. Longer is a seasoned look for you. It's a good look. Thank you, Mila. Alexander, brother, I just joined now. Could you just repeat the game plan? Game plan bullish, waiting for this. If we drop to 65 long, if we don't, we wait for a short here. Do you use Elliot Wave frequently now as well? No, I mean, you can see like how I dabble with stuff. Elliot Waves are good, but I mean, they annoyed me a little bit. I removed them from trying to use them as a setup. But I still have them affect my way of looking at a pump and a dump. But I have stopped from using it to turn a setup. Yeah, I mean, I'm as I said, I literally said this yesterday. Like, I'm okay with someone using it to guide their macro view or open some figurative plans on a higher time frame, like daily stuff. But I'm willing to like only trade a setup just based on that. And even like back then, like that video is like that like bit of or the clip of the video that was shown is a bit misleading, because if you have seen it fully or even seen like the live that was, I mean, where we made this trade, that reason was the last one. The Elliot Wave was the fourth reason of me wanting to short. I primarily had seen the poor high, the amount of shorts, this, and then I added to it the idea of wave 5. Yep. And it's a waste of time. Thank you. Like always, good advice. Thank you, Talbot. Thank you, brother. Hope you had a great Jum'ah. Alhamdulillah, all good. Vikrant, I really hope we all, you and our catch the bottom. Not for the money's sake, but that stuff sounds legendary as a community. Yeah, to be honest, that would be legendary for us to all post about, I guess. Do you use Elliot Wave frequently? Said no, not nowadays. No. Wow, we just use Elliot Waves. Do you still use them? I think it won't work in the long run because by Alpha Decay, it's kind of outdated. To be honest, I mean, as long as you understand that using them is not an exact science, closer to astrology or whatever, astrology, then that's fine, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's like similar to me using the Fibonacci Golden Pocket. I'm not trying to kid myself and say, oh, I'm entering along because of Fibonacci Golden Pocket. If you know what I mean. It's about the idea and the notion of a strength of a wave. So obviously, a pump would have multiple corrections within it, and then it reaches a top and then it dumps. So hopefully you got the point. So when we start DCA ETH for next bull run, when will you start? Sorry, probably not now. Like, guys, you have to understand that I got in love with ETH because I had a bullish outlook on Bitcoin. I was expecting higher. I literally longed, not to over brag today, sorry guys, but I longed the bottom on Bitcoin that caused Bitcoin to majorly start pumping from like 70s all the way higher to an all-time high. So I was bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin I was bullish, everything was bullish, so that it allowed me to trade, hold. I call it's an investment, but it's also primarily a trade. I traded ETH by holding it for 4 months, if you know what I mean. So now Bitcoin is much more bearish. I wasn't DCAing into ETH. You have to understand. I started buying. Hope you guys get the point. Let me repeat this again. Look at this. Context matters, and not only context. Bitcoin is context for every altcoin. Yeah. So don't get it twisted. I didn't invest into ETH. I didn't DCA into ETH. I didn't love ETH. I just understood, like, back then, this amazing fake out. Not to overly brag, but that was the best kind of trade I not ever had, but the best. I think I shorted the top. So that was this. Sorry guys to sound braggy, but that was the best. Or let me say this: it was the best. That's 2020. I think I shorted also this one, the fake out. But anyhow, this was one of the best. Let me put it this way: one of the best longs that I had, with us literally hitting 77. You can, if you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. Go and find the live or the videos that were around us faking out 70s. So we were bullish on Bitcoin. We made an amazing fake out as a long. I saw the market structure shifting, and that allowed me to trade not invest, so you guys don't get confused. That allowed me to invest, trade ETH from, hold on, from 1600 all the way higher to 2500. And then, like, you have to understand, I saw us holding this and easily understood the volume profile thing that I teach you guys that took me to here. Once I saw an easy break, once I saw 3300 getting like easily passed through, I immediately said it's all-time high only now. So it's primarily about understanding Bitcoin and the strength of Bitcoin, Ethereum against Bitcoin. Sorry. So let me put it this way. I longed the previous bottom, or it was a bottom back then on Bitcoin while being bullish. Plus I saw, obviously, like with time, structure shifted, so I was easily calling for new all-time highs on Bitcoin. So if this was longed, I was seeing clear signs of being bullish. ETH was also hitting an amazing level, with me also seeing ETH against Bitcoin being bullish. I was expecting the move all the way higher. Why wouldn't I long? I say long. I want to use the term long because I think buying makes it a bit confusing for you guys. I didn't invest in this. I bought when Bitcoin was amazingly bullish. But now the tables have turned. Look at Bitcoin. Hold on. Let me delete. This is why I tell you guys context matters. Look at Bitcoin. Super bearish. Look at ETH against Bitcoin. I'm actually more bearish on it because I'm expecting the move that happened quickly to happen also on the opposite side. So it's also super bearish. So ETH against Bitcoin is bearish. Bitcoin against the dollar is bearish. So if this is bearish and ETH is much more bearish than Bitcoin, so it's like there's a multiplier on the bearishness of ETH. So that's why context matters. I'm a trader that makes money by holding quickly and leaving. So if you know what I mean, I didn't DCA into ETH. I DCA'd my trade until we topped. I didn't start buying when it dipped. No, I actually started buying at 1300 or maybe 1500. Bought at 18. Bought at 2200. Bought again at the fake out here at 2400, and I started buying every single day. Every single day, guys, I've been buying like stupidly crazy, if you know what I mean, with me understanding Bitcoin. So I made most of my money from the past 2 years by actually this one long trade, if you want to call it. Yeah. So you have to understand context matters. I didn't DCA. No, guys. I was DCAing the pump. Actually, every DCA, every average buy-in was worse than the other because I was buying when price was actually moving upwards. But I understood why Bitcoin was expecting higher. Long the bottom, saw the market structure shift. Obviously, it was still obviously bullish, so expecting still higher, and then easily waited for the high to be taken out. Now context is different. We took out the high perfectly. The structure is super bearish. ETH against Bitcoin is bearish. So 1900 of current time is not the same as 1900 a year ago. I have to understand this, guys. So hopefully I answered the point, but that's it. Like, I'm not a lover on ETH. I'm not a investor of ETH. I just made more money because I saw the opportunity of actually holding ETH way much smarter than doing it on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin dropped only 30% from the top and then later on pumped 70%. From the bottom to top, it literally gave us 250%. So I literally, how much percent? That's 70, 140, more than 3.5x. The pump was 3.5, more than 3.5x. I only made 3x my money, or close to 3. Yep. So that's my point. Like, I only chose it because I saw that ETH against Bitcoin gave me the answer of ETH being a smart buy. Yep. Similar to why I also loved Solana for some while, because I saw Solana against ETH pumping more, hitting monthly level and pumped more. So like, notice how once, if you guys remember, at the end of August, Solana became more bullish for a good while to mid-September. That allowed it to be more bullish than Bitcoin and ETH, and it actually allowed it to pump from, let me see, hold on, yeah, from this level, from August, it pumped more. Like, when ETH was dropping, Solana gave us an extra 40-30%. So you can be smart about it, but not DCA. Yeah, I literally made a video, guys. Yesterday I made a video why investing into altcoin is a mistake. Clear? Watch it, you will understand what I did. Halftime, brother. Please mention the week's Telegram. Thank you, Vikrant. Thank you, brother. I was looking at my preferences and thinking, what's halftime? What do you mean? But thank you for reminding me. Yep, halftime, 1 hour. Yeah, truly halftime. We try to say it after 1 hour mark. Thank you, brother Vikrant. But yeah, guys, if you let me start with the Telegram, because I've noticed that not many of you guys are actually following me on the free Telegram channel. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just for those that would love to get more of me, because obviously, yeah, by the way, for example, today I did actually make a quick post on it. As you can see here, yeah, I mean, I've literally written a post today. I think that was 5-6 hours ago. So if someone isn't following me on the free channel on Telegram, make sure to follow me there. I have nothing to sell you, it's just a way of actually getting more of me. I try to post, like, for example, today I said, like, overall still expecting higher. I mentioned the potential trade and also the outlook on the market. So I try to post at least once a day as an actual post for extra information, and I also do send out the links to the live streams and videos whenever I do go live and I make a video. So if you want to make the most out of the videos and content, you don't want to miss them, the Telegram is free. It's just for members that want to be spammed more by me. Yep. How many likes we're on? Thank you, Ernesto, and thank you, Renata. Thank you guys for pushing the goal level, I guess, objective. Alaikum salam, Action Tourist. How you doing, brother? Thank you for showing up. Regarding Rodini said, what leverage you use for long-term trades? I spot bought. I held spot. No leverage was done or taken, nor do I recommend doing such thing with leverage. What do you do in such phases like now? Because you didn't take a trade for some weeks caused by the market not giving any good setup. Do nothing. Live my life, I guess. I'm not going to be poorer without taking a trade, if you know what I mean. But I did take a trade. I took a trade on ETH. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Did I miss a long? Lucky you. No. Are you still in your long on ETH from yesterday? I went to bed. No, I closed it and moved my stop loss to break even. Sitting on my hands now. Never easy. Fair. No, that's fair enough. Stops got hit. Okay, so hit on or at break even. Fine enough. Good for me. Whenever our friend here avoids losing, that's also a good news. But yeah, you made the correct call to close with you going to bed. Not close, but put the stop loss to break even. I took profits and I also put my stop loss to break even. So we are both on the same boat, I guess. But hopefully, guys, the rant about this thing wasn't a waste. Hopefully, guys, you understand like the moonshot thing and how we chose to actually like sell and whatever. Yeah, I remember like him highlighting a comment about like, oh, this guy sold or whatever, but I couldn't find it. I still have it at the back of my mind. You know how like on videos you can highlight a comment. I don't know how to do it, but you can do it, I guess. So like there was a highlighted comment chosen by CryptoKid. I think the comment was CryptoKid's face when he said he sold. It was a funny thing. I still remember, because like it's me going against the herd, you know, the cult of not selling, I guess, and also showing up for the first time. It's something totally different, so it's fine, I guess. Yeah, I couldn't find the thing. Hold on, I'm just trying to find it. What's the trade on ETH currently? I was looking to take a trade yesterday. Currently, nothing that would interest me, to be honest. Maybe just going back to the daily if Bitcoin does drop more. If not, then if a pump happen on Bitcoin, I'll be looking for this zone for the high, with Bitcoin also hitting its own short setup level. Yep. I'm just trying to. Yeah, maybe it disappears. It disappeared within 5 seconds, so I couldn't catch it. But yeah, I'm just skipping 5 seconds each. So, yeah, let me. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this guy. Yeah, I found it. Look at this. I'm not sure who this, but hopefully he's doing good. Bangkok, Bert. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Hold on. Oh, I can do something different. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm just reminiscing about old times. Yes. And then sorry guys, I'm just just waiting for trades, and that makes me a bit a bit free. Look at this. CK face when he said he sold his bag. I still remember this comment, so it's funny how I found it. It's at 2 minute at the 2 minute mark. CK face when he said he sold his bag. Hopefully Bangkok Bert is doing quite well. Maybe he's a viewer of mine now. No one knows. Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, let me turn this back. Yeah, I think it's good. No, hold on, I messed it up. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to get this back to normal size. Nothing fancy here. Yeah, all good. Thank guys for bearing with me. Hope that it wasn't that boring. I've been long in Solana since 78. What do you recommend I do? Hold because Bitcoin is good, guys. I don't want to recommend you doing nothing because hopefully it's a trade that you have. So hopefully, actually, like Solana also looks nicely, potentially looking to take the high if Bitcoin does take its own high, but like it's going to be tricky where to put a stop loss because you need to have a setup in mind, not randomly trade. Yeah, we're not gambling here, so I cannot give you my opinion, but I'm happy for you though. But you are in a trade right now with ETH, you said. Do you mean the short from higher? No. It's 96k. The best thing I learned with Ahmed, stop loss take 50%. I think stop loss take 50%. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm also waiting since days the market to do some price action. I'm listening to you in the background while I trade. Lol. Thank you, Mikey. The good old days. NY open coming. Allowed it coming. Yep. I'm not sure what I mean by that, but I think I get your point. NY is coming. Yeah, and before I forget, while we're waiting for the nicely NY to begin, I guess, or the session to start. Obviously, guys, I'm not a final reminder, but the first reminder. If someone wants to use weeks to trade, you don't have to, but you can if you want to. It is a good option for a trader. Someone who wants to trade with lower fees, professional exchange weeks is a good option. I do actually use it every single day. You don't want to, you don't have to. But I only mention it once because obviously, yes, I bring it up because this is an affiliate link. So it's obviously something that I would be mentioning if it makes sense, guys. So I want to make it very clear. But yes, I'm not only mentioning it, but I'm also using it. So I guess it is a fair thing to say at least once. I have nothing to tell you guys. So hopefully you can take me ranting about weeks for 20 seconds, an hour, I guess, which is fair enough. Anyhow, so if you click on it, you know the gist. You get the sign up bonus and everything. But yes, obviously using the link would make you use my code. Yeah. The code will be automatically applied. If you want to download the app and then you want to sign up after downloading the app on the App Store, you can manually type in the referral code, but you have to make sure it's all lowercase. So champs with an S plus it's all lowercase. So literally similar to my name, the first part of my name, but C is lowercase too. Anyhow, do you know Atas? Yes, it's an also, yeah, exactly. Yes, I do know Atas, but I would also prefer the paid option too. So apologies. I'm in a good mood, Ahmed. Don't not be disrupted by my comments. I mean, if getting disrupted by your comments means that you are in a good mood, then I'll happily get disrupted. Don't worry. Anyone told you that you are the best? Thank you, Stanko. Thank you, brother. You're the best too. Thank you for such an amazing comment. I'm always happy whenever I get such supportive comments by you guys. So thank you also, guys, for being amazing. I mean, I'm only showing up here and being happy, talking and ranting about everything and repeating every single thing daily is because I'm totally happy with your guys' presence. So had it not been for your guys' presence and your kind comments and the community we've built, I wouldn't be saying it for long. So, I mean, I always say this, but I gotta make it quite known. Yeah. This is the question, the $1 million question, as our brother said. Are you staying till the NY open or are you going to the Arabic one? I'm also planning to catch up on your alt setup trades and wonder if any have played out. Fair enough. I mean, I didn't get an alert and I forgot what setups I did talk about, but I remember giving setups. So unless an alert gets hit, I think XRP, not XRP, I forgot which one. I think also XRP. And one other coin I forgot. Yeah, Astro. Yeah, hold on, but it didn't give me a setup. I think it's hitting it right now, to be honest. But no, why didn't I get a notification? Alright, anyhow, I'm not going to be entering a short now, but maybe wait for weakness, I guess, yeah? So I'll put an alert once a bit below. Yeah, that would be lovely, but obviously Bitcoin is bullish, so it's like important for me to not let like paying attention at altcoins isolate the fact that Bitcoin is currently still like super bullish on the local tiny time frame. So we'd want to see this fail or wait for Bitcoin to fail before getting an extra confidence boost on this working out. So yeah, I wouldn't be shorting it now. That's my point, I guess. But thank you, Action Tours, for reminding me. You're the best, Tahi. Thank you, Bureau. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Itachi. How are you doing, brother? Rodini said, Ahmed, how much percent of your portfolio you use for trading? To be honest, now it has dropped a lot. So I think less than 20%. Not because, like, it's not. Sorry, guys. I think I've said this. I've heard this from Alex Hormozy, I think, which is maybe he copied it from someone else. But it's like, don't focus on don't copy a person. I wouldn't say I'm successful, but don't copy the stuff that I'm doing now, but copy the stuff that I did back then. Sorry for quoting him for no reason, but my point means that I'm afraid that if I tell you 20%, you think 20% is the logical split. But no, it's like totally depending on how much you got. Obviously, if someone has zero clue how to trade, but he got $1 million, I wouldn't be telling him to use it all to trade. If you know what I mean. So it's all dependent based on how much capital you've got. So for example, if someone has $3,000, I would tell him use it all, but I mean, get educated and use it all. Because like, what would you invest with 3K? With all due respect, with everybody that is holding 3K, if you know what I mean. Like, the lower the capital you've got or portfolio that you've got, the lower you're able to invest. So if you're someone who's 20 years old, has $1,000 to his name, you're not in the period of actually investing, if you know what I mean. It's both age dependent and primarily capital and income dependent. If you have a low income and you're young and you don't have much in your bank account, you're not at a time to start investing. Yeah, that would actually hurt you because you're at the age where you want to try out everything. Like, if I have $10,000 for example, and I'm 20 years old, I'll be trying trading, failing at it, and then trying e-commerce and failing at it, and then trying an actual business and doing maybe lead generation, whatever. So I'll try everything. I want to spend that 10K because the return of that investment is much higher than an investment that you put in the bonds market or the stock market. Like, a stock market can give you 10, 20, 30, 100% maybe, even if you're lucky. Some years borderline impossible. But if you manage to spend $10,000 and lose it all, the skills will be much valuable than you hoarding it and trying to build a nest egg at the age of 20. Do you think, hold on, yeah, I missed, sorry, I think of their view. Shout out from Mexico Crypto. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, brother. Let's go. I love whenever I got viewers from the Americas. Do you have any trading view profile? I would like to follow you. Thank you, Mikey. I don't see the point. Would it be something helpful? Or, I mean, I'm barely posting, and I try my best to post on the Telegram. So I don't want more channels to post that. Do you think EXO is better than ATAS? And which data do you use? I use it from Bybit. The exact same chart that I'm using here. Do you think it's better than ATAS? No, it is as good as, I think ATAS is also very good. It's just a preference of mine, or I prefer EXO because I've gotten used to it. So maybe the change is a bit harder. Why would I change if I don't have an issue with it? If you know what I mean. Action Tours said, yeah, I missed a lot off the alt stream recently, so just curious if I missed much yet. Thank you, no worries. Do you invest a lot of stocks with dividends too? I've seen guys stacking up capital from 16 till like 21 and just invest and continues through the years. He's now 22, has a 100K portfolio. Fair enough. Guys, it's also, I mean, it's individual based, scenario, or not scenario, but obviously, like, it's different from a person to a person. So investing from 16 to 21 or 22 now doesn't or the average person, if they start investing from 16 to 22, wouldn't get a portfolio of $100,000, if you know what I mean. So that is an outlier, or someone who is also doing much better and already have an income, has an income and a continuous income that they're working with. So to be honest, using his example as as the advice to be given out to every 16-year-old would probably do more hurting to that 16-year-old than benefiting them, because I was saying that the normal 16-year-old would not be able to invest their way to 100k at 22 years old, if you know what I mean. Just by being diligent with investing and picking good stocks. So he specifically worked himself up to 100k from a snowball effect where you go much quicker from 100 to 100k. Exactly. I'm thinking of heavily diversifying my capital in this way. Action tours. It depends on your age, your income, and if it's a salary or a business, and your portfolio. So if you have 10,000 euros from the Netherlands, so let's assume euros. Yeah, you have 10k euros or 20k or 30k, and your income is 2k, and you're 23 years old or whatever. I wouldn't be totally investing. I would suggest you invest, but not the bigger portion of your money. Hi from South Africa. Thank you, Talbot. Thank you, brothers. Nice to see the African brothers here. I'm African too, by the way, technically. Do you use CVD? Yes. He's actually at 130 now already, never mind. But yeah, he's been working a lot as well and putting most of it in investing from a young age. I think you bring up a great point though, with instead of investing, going for like a business. Exactly. Like Biro said, I invested 10k on altcoins, turned it into 35 and round tripped it to 3k at 17. Yeah, now I'm 19. Fair enough. You paid your dues. And by the way, you invested 10 and you got to 3k. That's amazing. Like, you literally got the lowest kind of bad effect or the bad outcome, like the best out of the bad situations, to be honest. I've made more round trips and lost more, not to make you feel better. Like, I've lost a multiple off of that, and literally round tripped multiple times. So I've been going through it a lot, or had gone through it a lot. So that's why I'm saying this. Like, if I had, but that's much better than me hoarding it and doing nothing with it. Like, if had I collected all of the money, I wouldn't have gotten to the place where I got at now, or to now. Yep. But yes, obviously, by the way, regarding your point, Action Tourist, or your friend, him being able to invest his way from the age of 16 to 22-year-old tells me that he already has a job, which most 16-year-olds don't. And he's smarter than the average person, and he got a bit lucky. Now, obviously, I'm not bringing him down by saying he's lucky, but from even if he's the smartest, I said he's smart, but also there's luck that plays a part of it. So, as I said, like, there's not an advice to be given out to every single. Like, I even had friends who just started businesses and they have barely started to actually rack in some profits, which is like, I'd say, let me say an example. Someone who literally has $0 to his name, and he right now just started making 3k USD, 5k USD constantly for like 2-3 months, and now he's worth 20k, and he needs the money to run the business, expand the business, do multiple stuff. Why put it in stocks now, if you know what I mean? I'm not against investing. I'm totally with investing, but I mean, also putting the money back into your business or starting one if you don't have one is investing too, if you know what I mean. I'm not against investing. I'm against investing into too safe of a vehicle or investment vehicle at such an early age. Yeah, I also think it's a big learning. Yeah, it's a big learning hit to take, but it's worth it, to be honest. So I'm not regretting my choices, I guess. So that's even if I regret them, I have no way of changing them. So we might as well accept reality. To get back to trading, by the way, I understand why you like to be greedy with trades and keep them open. But why not close them quicker and then reinvest the gains into your next? Because my win rate is not 100%. Had my win rate been 100%, I would have done your strategy. Yeah. So give me a strategy that brings a 90% plus win rate, which is borderline. I want to use the word impossible, but I mean, as a math guy, I don't want to say impossible, but it's borderline impossible to get out a strategy that gets you 90% win rate for a long time horizon. Obviously, someone can get lucky and do it for a month, but I'm talking like multiple years, borderline impossible. So, but just because realistically, nobody has a 90% win rate, I need to keep them and not closing them too early. No, so... did or do you generate your money with e-com? Which type of other business do you recommend? To be honest, I'd recommend service businesses. It depends on where you're from, but I would say I prefer real service businesses, like the most boring ones that are literally on the ground. But if you can or do have a skill that is like I mean online, you can do that too, but I prefer those two, to be honest. I'm against selling like the average like job shipping and whatever. I'm against it. Not against it, but it's a boring too. It's like it doesn't use or require that much IQ, which is like very, very, to be honest, but to make each trade more cumulative. I hope you got the point. I'll continue reading the thread. Hi Ahmed, I'm from Indonesia. Do you know Indonesia? Absolutely. Who doesn't? I mean, the highest amount of Muslims is in Indonesia. I've read before that if there's a 1% change in Bitcoin, that would make this more profitable to keep the math of it really short. But okay, that makes sense, I guess. I'm not sure what you mean, but since I lost so much on crypto, I just want to lock in so much and dedicate to crypto and trading that it becomes my main business. Fair enough. That's possible too. We have a lot of new people commenting here today. It feels nice. Yeah. Thank you, Vikrant. Ahmed, do you recommend getting a paid trading view subscription? Is there any subscription that has a tool that is useful to make money? Is there any subscription that has a tool that is useful to making money? To be honest, only subscribe to TradingView if you need that many alerts, and I think you could use them. But if it's like too expensive, I mean relative to your income, don't do it because it's not that important. Like it's not going to be literally turning you profitable, but it's helpful. What are your thoughts on ICT? I've heard the guy behind it, though it's apparently a popular way to trade. A bit of a red flag. I don't know him and don't know what ICT is, but I hate the cult feeling or the cult type of thing that they're doing or he's running. So if you want to learn ICT, I'm not totally against it. It is a valid way. I have many friends that are profitable with ICT. I'm just against being part of a cult, if you know what I mean. Like, don't love him. Learn ICT from any kind of videos on YouTube. That's fine if you want to do it. So yeah, that's fine, fair. I mean, there's even allegations that he's not proven. He just trades replays and doesn't show open trades. So Ahmed is doing his best. So the only thing we can do is smash the like, everyone on his one. It's free. Thank you, TD4. Thank you, brother. I'm trying my best. Thank you. Hopefully my best is not that bad. It's probably not too popular yet, because otherwise it will be probably not be popular, but still a bit iffy to me when it's already popular. You're a bigger fan of SMC. SMC is just, I see SMC and IST are the same kind of thing, to be honest. ISTV is like a British version of TradingView. Big names of I think he's American. Big names for simple stuff. British version of trading. Okay, I guess I get the joke. I guess big names for simple stuff when we use without knowing those names. Exactly, and it's like big names my main issue with the ICT and and SMC is that they overvalue reading candles. Guys, I tell you, candles are useless. Candles are just a way of portraying historical data or price data. So like a Japanese guy said, okay, what if we do a body that opens this way and closes this way and it has wicks to show you the price movements? So it's a made up thing. That's my point here. Like using order flow and volume profile, the only thing that made me actually go to it is the real part of it, or the actual being real. That's my issue with the SMC. But unfortunately, I want to also say that it does, or I do have friends that are profitable with it. So that's why I don't totally hate it. Had no idea what what he meant, had to Google it. Yeah, I know. I only know about the term now because someone asked me about it, lol. I share the setups I see here with some other traders. Funny enough, they think I'm quite good. How come? How come I have truly no idea? uh, I tried learning it while I was part of Champ's community, and everything felt like that's what Ahmed says daily. Yeah, so that's why I'm not against it. Like, I do understand that there's some context to it. So, for example, the fair value gaps, the inducements, which is like inducements, guys, is just wicks that show the liquidity, and all of those ideas like order blocks. Those parts, I use something similar to them, but I try to make it a bit realistic. So, for example, like we do have maybe 30% similarity. 70, I mean, the other 70% is like I say I don't know. Primarily I don't know. I use volume profile, order flow, anchored VWAPs, I mean, daily levels and MPUCs and all of that sort of stuff. So that maybe is more than maybe 50%. But there's also that 20% part which is different to theirs, which is I say I don't know. They try to overanalyze everything. Like I think my issue with ICT2, like now that I think about it, is like they over commentate and over assess everything that has happened prior. So like whereas I just focus on the potential new stuff, they tell you, okay, now this did this and then it did this, and now based on this was this and this was this. It's easy to commentate after in hindsight, I guess. Is EXO similar to order blocks? And what do you mean with making it more realistic or over analyzing? No, is EXO chart similar to order blocks? Is like asking, is the monitor similar to that's a stupid joke, but I'm just saying, like, these are two unrelated stuff. So EXO chart is a name of an app. Order block is an idea. It's an idea within trading, technical analysis, if you know what I mean. So it's like you asking me two different relevant stuff. So it's like, is Google the same as a keyboard? Sorry for the joke, but I had to look for something similar to get the point across. What do you mean making it more realistic? Not making it more realistic. I'd say that my way of doing TA is more realistic because I focus on order flow, which is the fact that I try to, like think about selling and buying liquidations. Yeah, I've seen a scalp trader use order blocks, and I was wondering if it was worth looking into it. He has success with it though. Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Yeah, it is successful, guys. I do have friends that are literally profitable with them only trading with altcoins. Not altcoins, sorry. With the order blocks. Sorry, my head is a bit. I got confused a little bit. Yep. But personally, I wouldn't focus on them much. Yep. The idea order block is the idea. Guys, the issue with the order block, the name or order block came in is like the idea, like ICT said, I think it's like based on this and that, this is an orders left unmitigated, and the market makers and the bank want to go back to it to fill them. That's too conspiratorial if I use it correctly. Yeah. Like, he's not even using order flow. He doesn't know, like, the issue. Order flow shows you those facts. You assuming just because of the way the candle looks that there are unmitigated, unmet trades is something that's like totally wrong and misleading. Yeah. So guys, for saying advanced stuff, but that's the reality here. What is an order block, bro? Can you explain? It's not that important. I don't use them, so there's no point of me explaining them. Yep. Hold on a second. Let me do this something very quickly. Yep. He sees stuff like Coinbase buying and selling and other institutions. Who's he? That's noting in the quote. Diary. Is Google same as the scalp trader looks at every tiny move. He uses the second chart next to a bigger. Who's he? Are we trading NY open? Maybe. Yeah. Everything is possible. Nothing in life is impossible, my friend. Yeah, maybe the anchored view of pretest would be nice, in case we miss out on the nice trade of 65. But I'm not going to be saying for long, guys, by the way. Sorry for letting your hopes down, but I'll try to say for 10 minutes more, because obviously I'm a bit time constrained, so hopefully you would find this understandable, I guess. Let me just do something very, very quickly. What is the, hold on, Ahmed, sorry, before it, I'm in the mood for, okay, sorry TRB, I just don't want to explain it because I don't use it. I understand it, but I'm not the best at it, so I don't want to explain something that I don't use because I'm not the expert on it, and I also don't like it. So it's like multiple reasons for me not wanting to explain it. Yeah. Ahmed, do you need to pay for yeah, the app itself is a subscription-based service, so you have to. It's not about features and all. There's a free version, it's like on the web, but it's like very limited. I wouldn't recommend it. What is the most important thing you think about on the chart? What's the most important thing that you think about on the chart? That's a very vague question, but I'd say, let me find the reason, a reply here or an answer. The most important thing, I use the order flow to look at the volume. Yeah. If I had to give you an answer, but it's still a very, very broad question. Yeah. Just joined. Are we longing? We're watching. Did you stop out of your ETH? I took profits and then the rest got stopped out. Hold on. No, read my question again. It's not about my order block. It's not. Sorry. Yeah. What are order blocks, bro? Can you explain? Oh, unless this is a different question that you're talking about. I guess it's buy for now. It's neither buy or sell. It's watch and wait. I'm bullish, but me being bullish and having a bullish title and expecting higher would help those that would want to have guidance, and those that have open existent long, and those that are thinking to short to maybe think about closing the short or canceling the idea of shorting. And then what else? Yeah, and then we can have a potential long if we drop. So like, for example, you've been watching me now for an hour and 30 minutes. You've heard that Ahmed is bullish. So what do? I have a long, keep it. I want to look for long, I find one, take it. I have a short, close it. Or maybe think about closing it. I don't have a short, but I'm looking to short, cancel the idea of shorting. Those are the helpful stuff that you can do with such information without me giving an explicit setup. Because at the end of the day, not every single day would be me giving a trade. Yeah, because I gave a setup, but I didn't take it because it hasn't happened yet, if you know what I mean. So hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to. Hold on. All right, got it done. I'll read the comments, guys. Sorry. I'm just doing everything so that I don't actually stop the stream without actually. Hold on. Let me do this. On Exo, hold on. Yeah. On Exo, are we seeing lots of longs or shorts? Thank you, Widge. I'll check that out for you. I wouldn't say nothing is like too interesting. We are seeing primarily like longs getting stopped out. But sorry, shorts getting stopped out, so price is pushing higher. So we can have an easy push. That's part of my plan from the beginning. Like we'd see this, and you guys maybe can notice this once it happens like fully. The more we push higher, the more price pushes higher, and the more we see shorts getting wrecked. That's my whole point of even being bullish at the first place. So it's not totally. It's like very, very normal for me to see this now, because that's my whole, I guess, thesis from the get-go. To me, to be expecting and waiting for a move higher. Hold on, I messed things up. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Anyhow, let's get back to trading view. Nothing. Just forget about it. Is it true that it should take you minimum 2 years to become a pro trader? It's not true or wrong. It's just an average, I'd say. I have yet to watch the intro, and that's guys. I'm not saying that hopefully I'll help you, like literally help you with becoming like fully profitable. But hopefully with watching the videos, it will get accelerated from needing a year or two to a couple of months. Hopefully that's my goal, and maybe some of you guys are achieving it. So maybe you can tell me, guys, from me having started this live streaming thing on the English channel from November, so 3 months now, 3, yeah, almost, I think exactly 3 months. How is the experience and has this affected your profitability? Let me see. Let me do a quick survey to see if what I'm saying is true or not. And that's my goal, to be honest, hopefully. Not for you guys to be dependent on me, but for you to actually get an acceleration on the curve of learning while simultaneously getting profits. Yep. I have yet to watch the intro, and we're just do a quick guess. Anyways, the current setup looks like a long from the POC in the yellow box. That's true. That's a scalp thing that we just came up with now. But the true literal trade that I'm looking for is the fake out of the low. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we can wait. Hold on. Either the fake out of daily low and doing this at POC, or rotating all the way lower to 65. But obviously, I'm bullish as an expectation. So this is the expectation. These are the trade setups. Yeah, both are helpful. One is for the general person who's looking for guidance. One is only for exact setups, and sometimes we don't get them. So I mean, I'll do my best. You give. Sorry. I think there are more questions before that. Fake out the POC, bounce from it long. Fair enough. I think up for maybe 1 more hour, then bear. Maybe. I don't like to connect or have my setups being binded with time. Yep. Let's go, bro. We can do it, hopefully. You give solid levels where opportunity exists. Definitely hasn't hurt my trading. Fair enough. I mean, hopefully it's helping. Hopefully not hurting. Crypto, yeah, you help me see the market different. Everyone just keeps saying it's going to 200k. With you help me see the market different. Thank you, Fernando, for giving your opinion. Thank you, brother. I'm glad to read such an amazing comment. I haven't longed yet. Waiting to see how I react at 64 if it comes lower. Then a long. Maybe short if you push higher. Fair enough. Yep, that's the beauty of given the setup and then being patient, because we got money making potential on both sides. Let's go 70. Possible. Just joined at last few minutes. Thank you, brother. Steve, what can be ETH targets if Bitcoin can hit 72? It's hard for me to give you like an answer, but as if it was to do the same thing, obviously to 2100, 2150, which is the high of the week, similar to Bitcoin's high of the week. To keep it quite simple. Hello, Habibi, bro. Will you check about Pippin? The coin? No, I'm not going to check it. You have 100% made me more profitable. There's so much info on trading strategies. The time I've saved with you, I can hardly even imagine. To just get right into the stuff that works. Thank you, Action Tourist. I mean, thank you for such an amazing in-depth, comment or a thread of comments. So thank you for being amazing. Let me see what. Give me a second. Just joined. Are you longing Bitcoin? No, I'm not longing it, but I'm open to long it with. I mean, guys, you can do it. It depends on what kind of like time frame you wanna like take the trade as or with. A rejection of the POC. What do you mean? I mean a POC. What? Maybe. I don't have this as a POC, so no. Guys, you don't want to analyze every move. Oh, okay. It's safe to go long on Pippin or the. What's Pippin, guys? Or the F or the coin? What's okay? Is it save? not safe, to go long on Pippin or if the FHE coin, meme coin. I'm pretty sure it's a bot because I've already got network case. So let me not ban you, but I'll give you a very long timeout. 5-minute time is fair enough because obviously it is I think it's like a meme coin with a bot that, or not a bot, but even a real human that's like shilling these coins. Just joined. Are we? At least when I pull a fixed range from the 10th of Feb. 10th. Why would you pull it from here? It's fair, it's fine, because at the end of the day, you're just analyzing price. Like, it doesn't matter that much. But why did you choose this? Like, what does it look? What does this exactly? You know, interest you in what? I'm not sure. Hold on, that 5-minute time. Because I wanted to ban him, but I'm a nice guy. So maybe he's not a bot, but he's like he's a bit mentally disabled. So I wanna hedge my action by only timing him out. Pretty sure it's a bot because I've already seen this kind of coin Pippin. They write it in the comment section. Anyone trying to long 67 right now because Bitcoin might just take out the loan? Yeah, thank you. Pippin, worst coin ever. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, guys, it's all fake, guys. Don't worry. Be careful with all those stupid random coins. Or are we buying Pippin or not? Like, come on. You gotta make your your scams more believable, I guess. Not that bullish, guys. This thing, not this price action thing. I was looking at the exo, but I forgot to show you. But anyhow, it doesn't matter as much. I'll go back here anyhow. Yep. So still expecting higher. I'd love for this to offer a potential trade. It's going to be a bit tricky. Will you want to do it as a scalp trade on the anchored view up, or be more of a conservative scalper by waiting for a faker of the day and then a reclaim of the anchored view up, or the obvious full trade that is like the actual one that I want, which is going all the way lower, taking out the low. So it depends what exactly you want to do. You got options here. And obviously if Bitcoin like pumps from here, totally takes out all the options and starts like leveling it up by actually running higher. So yeah, just understand this as a fact, I guess, or a potential thing. Yep. But I'm seeing this as a target, to be honest. That's my goal. Ahmed sent Pippin boy. Bro wants to long something we don't even mind spot buying. Bold actions. Do you also specialize in doing very short-term longs possibly? What do you mean? What do you mean do I specialize? Yep. Anyhow, I digress, guys. So, final reminder, if you want to trade on weeks, you got the first link in the description. It's also, coincidentally, it's also the pinned comment. It's not a pinned comment, sorry, I take it back. I forgot to pin it, I guess. Hold on. Alright, doesn't matter. I'll send the link now. Not as a pin, but as a regular comment, I guess. We can pin it, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll spam it 3 times to make up for the pin. We got 3 links to weeks. If someone wants to actually trade on weeks, guys, it's an exchange I actually trade at. If you want to support me, it would be helpful to use the affiliate link. If you don't want to, that's fine, but it's always at the top of the description. And second of all, I guess, obviously you gotta make sure to follow me on the free Telegram channel. Just a way of actually communicating whenever I'm not able to go live, or it's like after the live or before the live. I try to at least post on the Telegram once a day, or whenever like something crazy is happening, I'll jump on the Telegram, guys. So if you want to follow me, it's the second link. I got no other links. I got the email if someone wants to reach out. Other than that, it's like 2 links. The place where I trade at, and the free Telegram channel. I have nothing to sell you as per the description. So all the best in your guys' trades today. We're obviously getting a bounce. Will it continue higher? I'd love for that to happen for our expectation, not a prediction. But if it doesn't, then maybe look for a long before going higher. This is my crystal ball telling me higher. So we'll see. If I'm wrong, then be it. But let's see, guys. And as I told you guys, it's not a prediction. It's like an expectation based on some other stuff that I've seen happen a lot. Could happen, could not happen. We'll wait and see. We got a short if it happens, a long if it doesn't happen now, and we will be waiting and seeing. I'm trying to read the comments as quickly as possible. Hold on. So we got Martin. Marhaba, greetings. Thank you, brother, from Denmark. Thanks for some damn good content making crypto honest. Thank you, brother, for dropping by and saying hello and such an amazing comment. Glad that I've read it before going away. Your scalp trades are relatively long. Fair enough. He swing trades and sometimes exactly. How do you decide where to pull a volume profile? That's a question for some other time. Have an amazing day, action tourist. Good luck, and hopefully I'll answer these questions at a better convenient time, I guess. So good luck, guys. Trade well. We got that short, we got the long, and I'll hopefully catch you guys. Hopefully 24 less than 24